Hi, it's been a while since my last video, but I wanted to make one today because I've got a couple new things I want to try out. First of all, I got a new filter. This is a clip-in hydrogen alpha filter, and I've never used one before, so tonight I'd like to give it a try. The other thing is, since I haven't used hydrogen alpha before, I'd like to pick a target that's relatively easy. So what I think I'm going to do is shoot a wide field photo of Orion and the surrounding area. Here's a better look at that hydrogen alpha filter that I got. This is a clip-in filter, so it goes right in the camera behind the lens. So if I take the lens off and carefully pop this out, so the filter clips in the camera just like so behind the lens, and the lens fits right on top. And now I'm ready to take pictures. The first thing you notice is that everything seems to be red. In this example image, no filter was used in the camera, so all the colors that make up the visible light are represented in the photo. With a filter in place, only a narrow band of color is allowed through, and colors outside the range are blocked. Filters are often used to get a better view of something that emits energy in a specific wavelength, even if that energy can't be seen as visible light. If you've ever been on an astronomy forum, you know that there's a running joke that if you buy equipment, clouds come in. Well, tonight's no different for me. The weather report looked good all week, but when I got my filter in the mail, apparently that triggered the clouds, because now the forecast shows for 90-100% cloud coverage all night long. So I don't think I'm going to be trying out my new filter or doing any kind of astrophotography tonight, but as soon as the skies clear up, I'll give it another try. See you then. Well, flash forward a couple days and we finally got some clear skies, so it's time to give this another go. Same idea applies. We do have a little bit of a moon in the sky, but since it's just after a new moon, that moon will set by the time probably I get to do polar alignment. So again, the target is going to be Orion, wide field, like 50mm lens, and then at a later date I'll come back and do some hydrogen alpha and see what it looks like when I stack it together. Alright, see how it goes. My setup for tonight is very simple. It's just the tracker, the ball head, and the camera. I'm using a 50mm lens, and I've got a lens heater on there to prevent the lens from frosting up due to the cold temperatures. With this setup, the only place for the lens heater is right on the focus ring, and with the way the wire came out of the heater, this may have caused a problem later on. Well, good morning, everyone. It was cold last night, and it's a little cloudy now, but I got my pictures. I had a really tough time focusing with that HA filter in place. I'm going to have to come up with a better game plan than that, but it was fun. Can't wait to see the pictures as they came out, and boy, just enjoyed that first really clear night in a long time. So let's get them on the computer and see what we find. When I finally brought up the images on the computer, I was in for another surprise. Although the test shots that I took when there was no filter in the camera were in focus, it turns out that the rest of the images that I took for half the night were not in focus. My best guess is that the cord coming out of the lens heater must have snagged something and caused the focus ring to turn just a little bit. I was happy to see that because I refocused after putting in the infrared filter, the rest of the night's images were clear, and I was able to combine them with two in-focus test images. Although it's not my best work, I am proud of the finished product. I feel like I've reached another level, and now I can learn and improve until it's time to take the next step, whatever that may be. It's really no surprise that I chose Orion as my first attempt with this new filter. As I mentioned before, not only is the area rich in hydrogen alpha, but Orion has been one of my favorite targets since I first took an interest in astronomy. I guess that brings me to the point of the video. Not every night is a success. In fact, most nights aren't. But if I go back through my archives and see where I've been just a few years ago compared to where I am now, I see a lot of improvement. And still, after all this time, Orion remains one of my favorites. Thanks for watching.